We're a bit
It's
angry.
like Guinness in Ireland.
Is it?
Yeah, if you go to Ireland and have a pint of Guinness, it tastes better than anywhere else in the world. Apparently.
Apparently. Well, same with Stella, I think. And you know Hoegaarden? Do you know
Yeah.
that beer? They changed the factory to GP now, and they can't make the same taste.
Oh,
It's
really?
totally different.
They fucked it up.
Yeah. And I've started the interview without.
That's fine. That's good. Let's just talk.
Let's just talk. Yeah, I
that's-
think so
that's-
too.
that's always better interviews if you just talk.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm gonna get rid of this, and you help
Wow.
me when
Skills.
3 years ago, you were called Simeon, and now you are Simeon Mobile Disco. What happened and what changed?
It's very confusing, I know. So us two were in a band called Simeon. It was a four-piece, kind of quite an indie band, but with quite an electronic outlook to it. And when we were touring around, me and James used to go and DJ after shows, mainly just because the band became more and more kind of like of a rock format thing, and we wanted to kind of express the electronic side of what we were doing. And so when the band split up eventually, we just carried on DJing. People kept on asking us back, you know. We started doing more remixes, and
How did the split up go? Was it there a fight or argument or
pretty nasty. Yeah, it was fight.
was it his fault?
Just poke me in the eye. Yeah. It was kind of weird because the way the band got together very quickly, so we weren't like old school friends or anything. So there was particular arguments, and it just came to a real head in the end of an American tour, and we just decided it wasn't fun anymore. Yeah. But then, sorry, I took away your story. But after that finished, me and Jas kind of always enjoyed DJing and making sort of electronic stuff, and we kept getting asked to do it, and so we just carried on, and gradually over the period of a few years it built into what you see before you now.
Yeah, now since you're called Simeon Mobile Disco, Justice, or how they call Justice, took they helped you out with something, or you helped them? What?
Well, for Simeon, one of the singles was called Never Be Alone, and the French label had this idea that we would give out the parts on the internet and just let anybody do some remixes, and that they would just send them back to us. And so we were in the middle of recording some more stuff, and we got these, like, I think it was like, was it 10, something like that, like 10 remixes back. Some of them were really, really maverick. And yeah, well, we had a quick listen through, went, that's the best one, sent it off.
And so you hadn't met them before, or?
We'd never met them before. And actually, we didn't pick the Justice one. We picked this really kind of avant-garde noisecore one. But then a friend of ours called Pedro called us up and said, listen, one of those tracks that was on that CD, we want to put it out as a 12. We were like, go for it, man. It's all good. And then everyone just started playing it and just wouldn't go away. And it's turned into, like, you know, the kind of big club hit that it is. And, you know, it's amazing because, you know, our label didn't get behind it, and, you know, really, like, no one really helped it out. It's just kind of, it was purely through sort of word of mouth and people picking it up in the clubs. So, you know, it's...
Yeah, you do remixes yourself. You're famous for your remixes from the Arctic Monkeys, the Klaxons, or
No, that's
no,
different.
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm confused. But you did the Klaxons
I produced the Klaxons, the record.
and the remixes. What remixes did you do then?
Remixes we've done, like, recently did Bjork, we've done like the Rapture, Air, Go Team.
And why not your own songs, remixing them?
We kind of have done a little bit. It's a bit weird though, because it's like once you in fact, the first thing we ever did as Simeon was a remix of Never Be Alone, which is on the B-side. And that was the first Simeon Mobile Disco thing ever, you know. So we were kind of thinking about, you know, sort of getting into remixing and stuff already by that time, you know. And then as time progressed, we got more and more into the idea of messing around with other people's songs, I suppose.
And now you went making your own album. It has a very confusing name. What's it called?
Called Attack, Decay, Sustain, Release.
Who came up with that name?
We sort of... it was, like, it's actually... The words are things that are, like, they're on synthesizers. It's like a control thing. But, like, I don't, like... I think, like, my girl saw it and thought it was, like... She kind of thought it was this she just thought it was like kind of had like a poetic quality to it. And then we kind of said it to like your girlfriend, and she thought it was like a Buddhist thing. And then we said it to some other people, and everyone like all of a sudden we realised that everyone like it kind of sparked off an idea in everyone's head. You know, like it's got like the words themselves are kind of.
They seemed very dark to me. Attack, decay.
Well, that's the thing is a lot of people don't think they're dark at all. You know, it's maybe you're a very dark person.
Maybe I am.
You know, maybe it's not the time to discuss it, but you maybe should get a little bit of help.
Yeah, therapy. I know. It's
Yeah, it's like everybody seems to have like a very, very different story for kind of what these words mean, and I really like that. You know, it's kind of everyone puts their own meaning onto it. It kind of becomes personal for them.
Is it more difficult to create an album as a whole, or is it just a collection of songs?
Well, the thing is, we kind of had a collection of songs, but we really wanted to make it work as an album. You know, when we started putting it together, we realised we didn't want a collection of dance tracks. We wanted to make something that you could listen to and enjoy from the beginning to the end. And so we actually edited a lot of the tracks down and chose some of the more kind of, I suppose, extreme moments, some of the more poppy stuff, some of the kind of harder stuff, you know, and kind of mixed it up to make it have a dynamic.
Is that hard work, or does it come natural?
No, it was quite fun actually. When we actually got into it, we enjoyed doing it.
And are you often on the same line, or are there quite some discussions while making such a thing?
I think generally we're kind of in the same headspace. I mean, we've been making music together for a long time, so we go back a long way. And I think, you know, both of us had the same idea that an album isn't just a collection of songs, you know, like, and you know, we come from a kind of, I guess, you know, like a live band background where like an album is a really important thing, you know, and it's like the programming of the album, how it flows throughout is really important. And you know, we wanted for the album to feel sort of cohesive, you know, like rather than just like here's a list of all the tracks we've done in the last year or so, you know. So like we kind of, even to the extent that there's really strong tracks that we had written that didn't go onto the album just because they didn't fit in with how the album progressed.
And will you do something else later on with that material, or is that just in your private archive?
No, we'll you know, like maybe some like white labels, or you know, I mean, you can always put stuff out digitally. It's, you know, it's one of those things that we make a lot of material, and so we're not that precious about it. You know, we're not so precious about making sure that everything goes out either. It's just a case of, you know, we just wanted to make something that we could be proud of, and you know, it didn't mean that we had to get everything. Just get the things that you needed.
Something about Door now. Do you like the lineup here today?
Yeah, it's quite. There's no like massive headliners. It's not like in a lot of like festivals in the UK, you'll have like, you know, sort of really, really big bands. But in a way, that's kind of nice, you know, because I suppose everyone just goes around and checking out everything. And
what would you like to check out before you go home?
Well, there's Hot Chip, obviously, who are like kind of we know, but are a great, you know, one of the best sort of British bands around, I think. And I don't know what else. There's like Horrors and Sick of It All. I'd quite like to see.
There's quite a lot of metal here.
Yeah,
I keep hearing a lot of metal. I think it might have to be a black metal day. I'm going to put some makeup on. It's going to be good.
Are there any churches around here?
I don't know. There must be one in Doris, Belgium. So.
Yeah. It's a bit of petrol, a can of petrol. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for this interview, and I hope you have a very good stay indoor.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Thank you.